to Frankfurt with the first session I was taking part with. From this time, since I assessed 15 different projects, most of them internationally, acting as an assessor or team lead assessor. As well, I'm dealing with a small and medium category for international Global Project Excellence Award. And that's for now. You may see me as well somewhere in the left corner of this picture. So let's go about the awards. IPMA, the oldest and the first project management association, has almost 60 years. So next year will be a nice celebration. There were first certifications in project management. You have available lots of standards for individuals, individual competence baseline, projects, project excellence baselines, and organization competence baseline. There is as well a possibility of good training, good education, and to develop yourself. As well, there are awards, and about awards we'll be talking about. Now, within IPMA is more than 70 countries. Please remember the number because we'll compare it with the countries active in awards. It's a quite huge number. So we are present almost everywhere. So from wherever are you calling to this webinar, you'll be having partners close by. Maybe not even if your own country, that will be in the neighboring country. Your peers to exchange the information with, to exchange experience, to get insights, to get inspiration. As far as we are talking about what's available, how IPMA can help you personally, I started with an invitation to Cape Town in November. So there are lots of different events. The first one, the flagship, being the World Congress in November, but there are as well another ones. I will show you a little bit more about that during this webinar. There's a research conference in April. There are special interest groups you may join and participate, available as well on internet remotely. There are standards I refer to. Project excellence baseline, individual competence baseline, organization competence baseline, the standards for PMOs, for agile project management. You may find ourselves in the internet, on Instagram, in LinkedIn or Facebook. And last but not least, all the certifications and awards. So awards, the global categories. It is quite interesting that a lot of different business areas are joining our categories, like for instance, this large and mega size project and small and medium projects. We may compare somehow and learn, which is more important, to learn from each other across the business areas. So large and mega size projects, small and medium size projects with different categories give an opportunity to compare your projects, your organization with the others. So you may discuss and compare. If you're an IT person dealing with mobile application development, you may get some inspiration from construction and engineering or from social projects as far as the stakeholder management or engagement is concerned. So they are project awards. We'll discuss the process a little bit later, but now I would like to draw your attention to individual awards. Project Manager of the Year, Young Project Manager of the Year, and Agile Leader. We have seen many times that the organizations which started with project-related awards later as well introduce their leaders, young leaders, experienced leaders, to individual awards. What is interesting that we rely not only on a business practice, management practice, as well on the research, because research is something which keeps us going forward and forward. So as well, we are organizing research awards, including Young Researcher, Graduate Research, or the prize for lifetime achievements. So please have it in mind that once it will be very good to meet and to hand you one of those awards. The international competition has more than 20 years. Projects are assessed based on IPMA Project Excellence Model, which is cross-boundary of business area and application areas. And again, you may compare projects from social areas to project in infrastructure and construction, to project within IT, to project within marketing. So basically, what it's all about, it promotes the excellence in project management. I promise you to return to a number. We have 71 at the moment countries in IPMA, with many individuals from other countries. So actually, we are reaching to more than 100 countries worldwide, and already 34 of them were awarded one of the awards, one of the medals. So we had over those 22 years, 21 years actually, because this year is not over yet, over 230 finalists of different awards from all types of projects. So they are finalists only from project-oriented awards. We are not counting individual awards. That's another huge number. But let us concentrate for a moment for project-oriented awards. So those two categories, two basic categories, are small and medium-sized project. The name is somehow misleading because there are sometimes really big projects and large and mega-sized projects. There are two differences, although. The first is that there is an expectation that for certain budget, certain size, to apply for large and mega-sized. And the second thing is the difference in the small difference in the way the process are assessed, but let's discuss it during discussion of the process. If you would like to, if you would like to apply, you still have time. So you may apply in May. In the case of large and mega awards, the first is the application, then application reports. You have some more time for application reports. The award finalists were from many countries, from many continents. You see the only continent which is missing is Antarctica. So that's a pity, but I hope that maybe if someone from Palmer Station or Rostowski Station I visited some years ago will apply for an award. First, that there's a quite nice research running there. And if we go to individual awards, it is a little bit younger. It has more than 10 years. It's based on individual competence baseline. And typically, there are 25 applicants from 20 different countries each year. So it's a quite interesting number and interesting opportunity to learn from, interesting opportunity to exchange the ideas and inspiration. Currently, we have 3 different individual awards, which is Agile Leader, Young Leader, and just a Project Manager of the Year. Research awards, they are adults. They have 18 years already. based on the research excellence baseline. That's for researchers. And again, there are usually 25 applicants each year with different approaches to research from universities as well from another organization. We really count on the exchange of ideas between researchers and practitioners. So where to look the information? So there are two sites, the awards, IPMA Awards, the IPMA World Home Awards. You may find as well on YouTube films of previous winning projects. They are usually 1 minute introduction to nice project of for instance, of the construction of the airport. What was specific, what was interesting, what was the challenge as well. You may find the videos from award ceremonies. So contact is easy. They are just awards at ipma.world. If you return for our standards, so some of them, not all of them, are here on screen. If you are planning to apply for individual awards or would like to pursue this part of the career, IBM ICB, Individual Competence Baseline, is a very good document. It is a very good document as well if you do not plan to apply for an award, just for promoting and planning your career within project management. That's a base as well for certification. From the right-hand side, Organizational Competence Baseline is a little bit different document because it talks about maturity of the organization. Tightly related to it, it will be PMO stuff. Then going slightly to the left, Research Evaluation Baseline. So that's interesting for graduates, postgraduates, PhDs, professors, and as well from practitioners with some research inclinations. And last but not least, Project Excellence Baseline. That's something I like really very, very, very much. So if you haven't seen it already, please do. So that's a global standard. That's a global standard. The last version is from 2016, although the model is much older. It has much more than 20 years already. It includes this project excellence model and as well the way how to implement it. What I like the best within this document is that it is not tied to any specific domain, like construction, like power segment, like programming, like IT, telecommunication, social projects, or whatever. It is somehow universal. And as well, the second thing I like very much, there are a lot of good practices embedded into it. It is not a checklist, but it is a very good document which allows you to think how you could do better. So that's the basis for assessment as well. But let's discuss it a little bit later. But before we do, no matter who you are at the moment, you might be interested in it. So who you are, who you could possibly be. You could be a senior manager of a company. I remember some of the award ceremonies when I was assessing Polish project in local competence award, when the president of the board of the company just grabbed the standard, grabbed the report and starts reading when the band was playing and there was a lot of noise around, but the knowledge was important for senior management. Obviously, project and program managers would do the everyday's work of managing the projects, as well project management officers, officials, managers, heads, because then it may constitute a part of a standard for PMO. Anyone from knowledge, quality, and process managers, because again, we are talking about the quality as well, quality of the management of the project. Researchers and educators, That's a very good basis for trainings. It's a very good basis for trainings. It supplements nicely typical project management curricula. So if you would like to join IPMA awards from any position, like a applicant, like an assessor, like a helper in any way, that's one of the basic documents for trainers, assessors, and applicants, and as well for consultants, coaches, and trainers. So let's go into details. The composition of the model. The composition of the model reflects something which is somehow contradictory to usual approach of the assessment of the project or a business itself, because what counts in business are the results, the shareholder value, the quarterly results, the cash on our bank account. That's important, that's necessary, but that's not all. Because we would like to be sustainable in the sense that our business, our projects, whether we are profit or non-profit organization, will continue into the future with good results. So for that purpose, we must look for more than just on the results of the project, because we don't know whether the results was achieved by chance or by method. We would prefer by method because it is scalable. It could be achieved as well in the future. So that's one thing. It's important for research, but as well, that's extremely important for sustainable business. So the composition, we have 3 areas: people and purpose. So basically how it is organized between different stakeholders, starting from the sponsor, the board, and going up to the team. The second area is B, processes and resources. So somehow what's in the organization, what are the organizational resources available? And then, of course, results. But results are not only financials, including financials, but not only. So let's go to the first area, to the foundation for excellence. We need people still. I don't know if artificial intelligence will replace all the people in the project team. I doubt it. It will help. Certainly, it is already helping. If you'd like to know a little bit more about artificial intelligence in project management, please stay tuned and find nice seminars from IPMA about that. But I strongly believe that there will be still a place for us, for humans. So, humans, we need area A1, leadership and values. Leadership and values is something which drives the project and drives the organization. So we expect, and we are showing part of the best practices in the model, the roles for model excellence, how the excellence is promoted. There's no single universal tool for that. It must be accustomed to the situation, to the organization, to the context, but you need it. As well as you need a curve for project stakeholders to engage them, to make sure that the benefits of the project are realized and they are in line with the expectation of different stakeholders, not only the customer. And the last part of the leadership we are promoting and assessing is orientation towards project objectives. So the letter of the contract is important, but as well, we must remember what is the purpose of the project and try to stay on course. No matter what are the circumstances, whatever has changed, how the environment is difficult. So adaptability to change. The next area are objectives and strategy, close to each other, because we all know that the projects are made for a strategic fit. They serve a purpose. The purpose is benefit of the project, and the purpose is that it must support the strategy. So the process of development objectives is extremely important. And well-managed, excellently managed projects may must have excellently managed the process of formulating the objectives related to strategy and definition of the strategy of the project itself. So if you're talking about the benefits, one of the reasons we are doing projects, we cannot do it without stakeholders, without analyzing their needs, expectations, and requirements. By stakeholders, again, we do not mean just a customer. It could be a project team. It could be local society. It could be a local authority. So then, based on it, not only based on customer requirements, we're developing the project objectives and then the project strategy, how to achieve that, what is important, what is crucial, how we approach the situation, how we approach the risks, how we approach the volatile environment of today. The third part of people and purpose is team. Actually, I may omit partners and suppliers because it is good to treat them as a team as well. There's one team, and sometimes in many situations, the line between us and them, team and the partners, is blurred. Because actually you do not know whether this particular consultant or programmer or specialist works based on just a usual contract or on B2B basis. Who knows? So we promote the approach of an extended team, one team. But to have a good team, you must have enough competencies to do the project. So you must identify, usually there's something missing. If not, that probably the project is not that interesting, not that demanding, not that oriented towards the future. So certainly you will need development of competences. So it must be planned and you must react accordingly. You must motivate your team members. And by team members, I mean, again, partners and suppliers. So it is done by first, appraisal, recognition, and empowerment. Empowerment which is suitable for team members, which is appropriate to team members, but not limiting them. Last but not least, collaboration and communication. On one hand, we must take care about security, safety, confidentiality of some information. On the other hand, if we are able legally or business-wise to share the information, it's good to share this information so the others have a good basis for making their decisions. They're empowered to, as we said just in a minute ago. So that's people and purpose, that's foundation. Without people, without relationship, without empowerment, without properly setting the objectives, without promotion of excellence, without engagement of stakeholders, the project is not excellent. But you need something boring as well, some red tape. Let's call it organizational resources. What kind of processes and resources we have already? What kind of knowledge is accumulated? How it is formulated? How it is formalized? How it is accessible to people, to team members who need it, who may need it? How do you collect your knowledge? How do you make sure that the experience from this project is forwarded to the next ones? This area is divided into two. And again, this line may be blurred a little bit, but it doesn't matter because we must remember that we need a, let's say, classical, typical project management process and resources, like how to make a schedule, how to calculate the cost, how to calculate the contingencies for risks, and so on. But as well, we need some specific knowledge, some other key processes and resources specific to the area of application, the business we are in, the area we are in, whether it will be, for instance, construction industry with commissioning of our construction, or whether it is IT for business system, when we need a good implementation methodology, not only the development of the product, but as well implementation of the methodology. Or we are in the social project, when the local society approach is critical. We need something more than just the handbook of a typical classical project management processes and resources. That's as well the way and the place where the knowledge is accumulated. The critical knowledge is accumulated. So it is not only that we are assessing, you will be assessing, you will be assessed by a status, how it is right now, but as well, what is behind is the learning curve, the learning, because whatever is excellent today, it is not necessarily excellent tomorrow, because the world has changed. We remember some discussion. Why? Because we did this project exactly the same as 3 years ago, and that 3 years back, it was a winner. Today, it is not a winner. Why we're not winners? Because the world has changed. The other organizations capitalize on their knowledge, and they are getting better and better. We cannot stay still. We cannot just stand. We must all the time learn, draw conclusions. So, of course, classically, we must plan. So select procedures, approaches, tools that are appropriate. And I say something which is not politically correct probably in this place. We do not think that if you're applying for IPMA project-related awards, Project Global Awards, that you must use only IPMA materials. You may use any methodology, provided that it is appropriate for you. We are using different methodologies, different approaches, depending on context. So I would like to underscore the word appropriate. It is not because of what is written on the cover. That's because of the contents and because of the fit between the method and the need. So usually we may stop with a doing part, implementation. So we selected a nice methodology, then we implemented it, so we have it. A good project. Good project, really. Well, maybe good in the sense of a financial result, earning before taxes or any other measures. But is it really something we can promote as the best approach? Not really, because again, the world is changing. And the world is changing fast in unexpected directions. So we must be ready to check whether the approach, which was good 3 years back, is still good. So, well, hint, hint, hint. If you'll be applying for Project Excellence Awards, certainly the assessors will check this checking part. So whether you evaluate the procedures, method, and approaches, whether they are still fit for your purpose. And if they are not, how do you act? How do you prioritize the findings? How you changing your methods, your processes to reflect the changing environment? And how do you record them for future use? And it is really interesting observation that just from the kitchen of assessors and the people who assess the projects, if the project experiences some difficulties and troubles, it is not bad. It is not bad. What is important is to find it out, to check, and to react and to learn. So what assessor really like, is to see the learning, because we cannot pretend that we may foresee everything. We cannot. So sharing the information that something went wrong in the project, well, looks like something which works against us. Actually, it doesn't, because if you show us that you reacted to that, that you had a culture of organization of processes, to discover that, to identify it early, and you are able to change your ways, to accommodate to new environment, to new situations, whatever it happened, it may be a social change, political change, technological change, business change, whatever. So that's the learning. That's the excellence, not the excellence which is a kind of a dead excellence that everything is right from the very beginning to the end, very, very boring, but not really realistic. What is excellent is that you plan well, doing well, and if anything unexpected happens, that you are able to identify it early and react appropriately. So what will be the final result? The result is area C. So area C, there are results devoted into 3 different subcategories. So you have, I start from the very bottom, the classical project results and impact on environment. So I would say that almost classical, because we are talking about the realization of objectives set at the beginning of the project or before the project. But as well, you may have as well some impact on environment. So the keyword is sustainability here. It could be environment, let's say, natural environment. It could be social environment as well. Let's have a look at the very last point, C4C, project performance. It means that we would like to talk with you about how ambitious was the project, whether the fact you met the objectives was because the project was easy or the management was excellent. The first 3 groups are important project stakeholders, customer satisfaction. It is important, the letter of the contract is important, but what is even more important is the satisfaction of the customer, expressed in new orders, references, congratulation letters, because lots of business in this world is done on references. So that's as well, business-wise, quite important stuff. Project team satisfaction. Other stakeholder satisfaction. There are as well important issues with quite practical consequences, because if project team is satisfied, they will stay with you. Qualified, successful people will stay with you. Other stakeholders, let's look from the other angle. Unsatisfied stakeholder may disrupt the project and your activities as well, no matter whether they were part of a formal organization or not. For those satisfaction results, it is interesting to see it from customer perception. By perception, I mean the open, direct communication, like the customer saying, I was satisfied and there's my letter. I write here, I am satisfied, my signature. Or there was a survey, were you satisfied? 0 to 10, yes, 10. So that's a customer perception or team perception. Or indicators. Indicators could be something which they don't say directly they were satisfied, but based on this fact, we may say that they were satisfied, like a customer. They ordered from you another project. That's clear indication of satisfaction. Or team members. The retention is very high. So the people would like to work with you, and so on and so on. So we have 3 areas, and they might be different profiles like that. Which is the best? Obviously, the last one, not because it's the highest, but because it's uniform. So you take care about the preparation of the project. You have good resources in the organization, accumulated knowledge, and as well the results are okay. It means that everything is right. The first profile looks like a very old organization with all the resources, templates, processes, but actually without any vision. The second looks like a startup. So charismatic leader, which inspires the people. On the other hand, you cannot scale it up because there are no processes. If the leader is not there, probably the organization won't be able to do such good projects. The structure of the scoring is as follows. So to get those numbers, the assessors are assessing individual sub-criteria. They are summed up or made average, like you see in the A1 leadership and values. 30, 30, 35, average is 35, and so on and so on and so on. So it is aggregated up to the level of the area, so ABC. We are not aggregating into the level of the project because we would like to see uniformity. Excellent project is a project which has a good leadership, people and preparation, good resources, good organization, which is B, and obviously good results. But again, good results, not only financials, not only meeting the traditional triple objectives of the project, time, scope, budget, but as well satisfaction. So that will be the report. In the report as well, you will see the narratives, the description. You see on the top right corner, a part of a report with all the bullets saying, we have seen such strengths in your organization. That is as well a good observation because you must be proud of and you know that it is good to make it even stronger. There will be as well areas for improvement, but treat it very mildly, softly, because we are not saying that you must do it. That would be consulting. We are not that, let's say, ambitious. It will be something rather like you may consider thinking about it. Because even though the assessment process is detailed and is based on a very good model by very good specialists, we do not know everything about your organization. So we may miss something. So it is not an advice. It is just advice to think about it. So that will be the structure. And why apply? And why apply? There are many answers to that. I've already shown you one of them. This manager reading the report and the standard in the noise of a gala evening. So the knowledge. But there are other reasons. The promotion. Tell the word. Be seen. Be seen worldwide. To celebrate, because that's important as well. If you did something really very, very well, why not to have fun? Why not to celebrate the success? As well, you may reward your team. Not necessarily that big as here. Maybe a team of 10 persons as well. But as well, it is good to show them that they did a good job. We're talking about the exchange of information, the inspirations. So all the award winners and finalists are welcome to the Winners Club. So you see the picture, one of the Winners Club. So there's plenty of opportunities to network, exchange ideas. You see here on the top those two posters with individual winners with those fancy stickers. Those stickers are saying, I really love what you did, or may we talk about it? So you see a lot of organization, and I would like to draw your attention to one fact. They are not from the one area for the business. They are construction companies. There's a city council. There's a power segment, there's software industry, there's defense industry, there's the industrial conglomerates. So almost everything. There's a public sector. So there are lots of it. As I said about the report, so that's learning. Do not pretend that we'll solve all the problems of the organization regarding project, but at least it is a very interesting observation from independent people from different backgrounds, which is as well important because we do care to compose the assessment teams from people from different cultures, countries, and backgrounds. So we're not concentrating on how to prepare concrete, but rather how to manage. And I have seen that inspirations from social projects to industrial projects is quite interesting, and vice versa, by the way. So what did they say? The winners, reactions. The business part. Gain more orders through international recognition. So that was Kazakhstan. Working and interaction with researchers and practitioners, individual awards, run. The knowledge and networking, individual awards, Hungary. So if you are interested, the next steps will be think about the project, or you may have it already in mind. Then make yourself familiar with project excellence model, because it's essential to write a good application and to, well, writing a good application is important. Much more important is receiving a good feedback report. But for good feedback report, we need a good application. So then check it, whether it meets the criteria. Apply. Then we will be contacting you. For the large and mega projects, there's a site visit planned of a team. So there's an excellent opportunity to interact with experienced project managers. From small and medium-sized project, there will be online interview with project manager, which as well is a good opportunity for the assessors to clarify some doubts they may have at the moment, and for the project manager as well to interact with the assessors. And after that, we'll celebrate. It's important, but as well, what is important is the improvement, the conclusions from the feedback report, but as well the conclusions from your own process, your own reflection. Some of the applicants were saying that the feedback report was very good, but as well, what was the benefit was the process itself, because the organization were somehow forced to look at the project from project excellence model points of view. So just analyzing what are the principles, how it was realized in this project, what were the practices, what could be done better. So technically, go to Awards website, Awards IPMA World. Oh, that's more or less here. You may choose Global Project Excellence Award and submit the application reports. So step by step, you prepare documents, submitting the documents, registering choosing the category or subcategory, and providing all the data necessary for the projects. So for large and mega, please submit your application till 9th of May, then application report, the whole information of the project till the end of May. Then in early September, there's a time for a site visit, the discussion of assessors with you and your team. And then let's meet during the gala in late November. After the gala, you will receive the feedback report. For small and medium, the schedule is a little bit different, not that different, but a little bit different. So the submission deadline is 14th of May. In June, there will be interview with assessors. Then quite soon after, you will receive the notification about the judge's decision. Then you will be hopefully invited for the gala, and again, receiving the feedback report after the gala. The costs are here. So there's a 600 euro application fee for small and medium, except the social and regional, which is half of it. For large and mega size projects, so that's 4,000 euro plus the assessment team site visit. So you will have all the detailed schedules available from the point of view of applicant or assessor, if you'd like to be assessor, as well for the large and mega schedule. For the individuals, as well, you have different cost categories. The costs are much smaller depending on geography. And the schedule is as follows. So it is similar. So we expect the applications in May, in this particular case, in mid-May. What are the winners? So you see the winners from last year from projects area. So in the middle, there are mega projects with 3 winners and some winners from middle-sized projects, from IT telecommunication, from construction, engineering, infrastructure, social, and change management, product development, and marketing. So up till now, I would like to draw your attention that we have already presented different companies, different organizations from 4 continents. So that was Europe, that was Asia, that was Australia, that was Africa. If we add some more awards, it will be 5 continents. So here you have individual awards. Again, from 4 continents. Some of them were as well awards winners in Project Excellence Awards before that. So it is interesting career path. And the research awards. So we add America right now as a 5th continent. So it's a truly global awards. So as a kind of advertisement at the end, I would like to invite you to the research conference. And please remember, artificial intelligence is important. It is perceived by some as dangerous. Maybe it could be, but as well, it could be quite useful. So it's better to be well prepared. So that's coming in April, in a month. The main event, although, will be the World Congress in Cape Town, beautiful city of Cape Town in South Africa in late November, when hopefully we'll be meeting with all the individual awards winners and finalists and the project excellence. So excellence opportunity to meet, to interact, to inspire each other. So I would like to invite you to join us. If there will be any questions, please write us. You may do it right now during the chat. And anyhow, via email to our award office, and we'll try to reply as soon as possible. I must say, from my personal point of view, that Project Excellence, journey with Project Excellence is an excellent and very interesting journey, professional journey through my life. So I hope that will share the same passion in the future. So thank you so much. And let's meet on our path to Project Excellence. Vladana, I would like to give you a floor right now.
Thank you, Przemek. Thank you for a brilliant presentation. We received one question in chat. It's the question is it still possible to join the Project Excellence Assessment training in Cape Town? It is. I will send you the registration link if you are still interested right now in chat, but you need to hurry up because training will start on Monday next week. And we will include this registration in the email which we will send today in a few hours, later today, together with recordings. So don't worry, you will receive the link with recordings, and we will include this link with registration for Project Excellence training in South Africa. Just a second to double check, do we have some more questions? So now I believe you can see the link with registration for South Africa, and yes, we will share the recordings. Do we have some more questions? Some people already start leaving. If you have some more questions later after you take a look on the recordings or later when you start filling the applications, we are here. Just send us an email on award@ipma.world, the same email which Przemek repeat few times, and we will try to answer you as soon as possible within 1 or maximum 2 days. Thank you for being with us. If there is maybe 1 or 2 minutes if somebody wants to write some more questions. Okay, then thank you all for being with us. Thank you, Przemek, for your presentation, and all attendees can expect email from us later today. And we hope to see your applications.
And see one of you in Cape Town. So thank you so much and see you.
Definitely. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.